What up, Screen Fiends? I'm GB, and you're tuned in to Headz TV, where we like to discuss all the wonderful things appearing on your movie and your TV screens. In this episode, I'm going to give my predictions on what I think is going to happen in this coming episode, the next episode of The Walking Dead, which is episode 12, titled Say Yes. All right. We don't have much to go on in the way of the trailer and the whatever sneak peeks we've gotten so far. But we'll do our best to give the best predictions I can with what I got. Okay. So obviously this episode, from what we've seen, is Rick, it's Michonne, and it looks like they're out getting guns. It also looks to be like we're going to get some Rosita, but I thought we were going to get Rosita last week, and in my predictions for last week's episode, I said we were going to get some of Rosita, but we didn't. So I guess that Rosita stuff, I could have swore there was a scene in the trailer for last week's episode that had Rosita in it. But I could be wrong. All right, so, and it looks like we're going to get something with Rosita. All right, who she's talking to, I have no idea, but it looks like it's probably at Alexandria. So maybe we'll get a little bit of Alexandria as a whole and not just Rosita. So I don't really have much to say about that. I'm going to start with that because I don't have much to say. Other than what she's saying is she can't sit around and wait like Rick. She's not patient. She doesn't have have that in her right now to just sit back and watch. So it appears that she's gonna try and figure out how she can go at this. I don't know. I doubt she's gonna try and do it by herself because I don't think she's stupid or crazy. I think she's just full of rage and hate. So I would imagine she's gonna be trying to recruit people to go against Rick to take down the sanctuary or whatever, rescue Eugene, something. That's what I think. That's going to be Rosita's story. Okay. And that's what we see when we see her talking to somebody, whoever it is there. You can't really tell. Whoever she's talking to, when she's saying all that stuff, I think that's her trying to recruit that person, whoever it is. Whether it be, I don't know, Tobin or Father Gabriel or whoever. All right. So that's pretty much it for Rosita's story this episode. At first, I didn't really like where they were going with Rosita's character, but you gotta have some friction within Rick, and who better than her? I mean, I guess Maggie, but Maggie wants to go. I don't know. Maggie's story changed a little bit from the comics. She was more angry at Rick in the comics at first, so yeah. So I kind of like now after episode 8 so far what Rosita's, even though she's a little annoying, the episodes so far this half of the season, I think she's I'm not gonna say enjoyable, but I'm getting the character arc more, if that makes any sense. I'm starting to understand maybe a little bit better what is going on in her brain, the more that she talks with what some might call annoying speeches. But I like Rosita. I like the actress. Most of the time I have no complaints about her. It's just lately she's been a little bit on the annoying side, but I'm starting to look at it more like her being tough as opposed to being annoying, and it just came across as annoying because she wasn't never really a voice to stand out, to be tough, I don't know. But I like what they're doing with a character now. Definitely changed my opinion. Alright, so that's where I think she's going. Now, the rest of the episode looks like it's going to be just Rick and Michonne. Why would they go out by themselves to look for guns? I don't know. Maybe the group separates, and that's what we're seeing with Rosita, because she was with that group too. Maybe Rick and Michonne go off, and then, Aaron, Rosita, and Father Gabriel go off. I think that's all that was with that group. And Tara. Maybe Tara's with Rick and Michonne too, and we just don't see her in the trailer. Yeah, it makes sense to me that they split up right away, right after the junkyard group. Maybe since they were all the way out there where they haven't scavenged, maybe they went looking for some guns. I can see that. Okay, so it looks like they go to some sort of amusement park. From the teaser pictures that we saw a while back, there was a couple of amusement parky looking things. I don't know, the ducks. I think one or two others. I can't really recall, but I definitely think it's some sort of amusement park or a carnival, something like that. Because the thing it looks like Rick's climbing up to me looks like some sort of ride, like a merry-go-round or something. And just the whole setup, the scenery, to me reminded me of like a carnival. A carnival or an amusement park. All right. So they're obviously out looking for guns. We're going to get a little Rick Michonne loving from the looks of the trailer. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I got no problems with that. Let's see. I'm hoping that they don't tone down the Walker violence in this episode, because it looks like Rick and Michonne are going to get into some serious shit. And, I really hope that the tone down was just on the human thing. I made a video about this. If you're interested more in The Walking Dead toning it down, go check out my other video. So I'm not going to really get into the whole thing here. But I hope that they stick with just the human on human violence toned down for the meantime. Right? I don't think it's going to stay that way, but I think they will do it to appease the powers that be till things blow over from the Glenn Abraham. I think it was traumatic for a lot of people because they tuned in just because of the cliffhanger and they didn't expect to see that. They didn't really know what the show was before that. And I think that's where most of the complaints came in. I really do. But, I'm not on the inside. I don't claim to know. Anyway, this video isn't about that. So, they're definitely going to get into some shit, Rick and Michonne. I don't know why he would be climbing the ride unless he saw somebody holding a gun in there or something. I don't know why he would be climbing the ride. The only two things I can think of is to get like a look out of the scene. I doubt that though. Why would you risk yourself, for that? Or he sees something up there that they could use. I mean, they're looking for guns, so I would imagine it would be a gun, but who knows? Looks like it's probably going to be a little bit on the more action oriented episode. I would count on that. I would count on a lot of action this episode. That's what my feeling is, because they got to bring the pace up a little bit. Every episode can't be slow. There's got to be some action once in a while. So, but I have no problem with the slow episodes because there's usually good character growth, and I normally almost always like the writing. Every now and again, I have my complaints. But maybe we'll do that in a future video. All right, I don't want to make this too long. My predictions really aren't much. There's not a lot to go off of. So do I think they're going to find the guns? I think they're going to find some guns, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And I think that's going to lead Tara to tell Rick the truth. She's going to see everybody risking their lives for guns when she has a secret of where they could go get guns. And I think by the end of this episode, Tara will either tell Rick or us as an audience will get a hint that Tara is going to tell Rick about the ocean side and their closet of guns. Yeah. All right. So that's it. I do think they're going to find some guns. I don't think it's going to be enough. And with the Rosita, I don't think she's going to have any luck recruiting anybody to go against Rick. I think all the Alexandrians and all of the group is pretty much committed to Rick except for Rosita at this point. I can't speak for Maggie and Sasha because they're away, or Carol and Morgan. Well, I can speak for Morgan, but not really Carol because she hasn't interacted with Rick anytime recently either. So, yeah, that's what I think. Definitely Rosita will fail at trying to recruit people. That's what I think. And Rick and Michonne will find some guns, but not enough. And if this will lead Tara to tell them. I know I repeated myself like 4 times. Sorry, man. I'm still new at this. I'm trying to get the hang of it. Those of you who watch, I please bear with me. All right. That's it for this video. You guys have a good day, and I will see you next time.